Yo, what is up YouTube? This is XMARC, and this is an interesting session of Pokemon Showdown that we recorded. This is my first time actually doing some post commentary, and I think if I ever continue doing some Showdown videos, at least against random people, I may want to do it this way instead of actually doing it live commentary. But this session in particular is an interesting one because it's not just a match between me and Juanito, it's also a match between me and him and Alec. They're using the same GTX AzureAura accounts for Juanito. Alec is trying to get back into competitive battling. Like he's done it before, but we've never really got him into it as we did. So this is just another attempt since he entirely skipped Gen 6 and jumping into Gen 7 has been an interesting change, and I decided to just do this sort of commentary. Well, the other reason is because I was wearing headphones when I was recording this, and I did not record my audio, unfortunately. It's not like the last recording that it just straight up was not working, that I had to fix it on my own time, but this was an entirely different circumstances. After this, I'm going to post commentate another session I did with Juanito a while back that I never got around to upload, nor do a post commentary with him. I'll just probably do the post commentary myself and then upload that immediately after. But in the meantime, this is just the first part between my matches with Juanito and Alec. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here we have Juanito's new and improved Mantine team. Here he starts off with Frostlass, as I predicted, and I have my Infernape out in the front. Now, I didn't really think much ahead of this one. I kind of knew he was going to paralyze me, so maybe I should have maybe I should have been a little bit more aware about that, but I decided to take the paralysis anyway and, you know, finish it off or expect a switch. Now, I thought he was going to switch into Mantine, so this is the reason why I kept Infernape in the battle. I think I would select Thunder Punch since I have Iron Fist, but that's not the case. He actually has Hex, which is a new thing that I did not see coming, and it knocked out my Infernape. So, it was a smart move. Also, I think I mentioned this in the intro, but the reason why his avatar is the kid from Black 2 and White 2 instead of Riley is because he's using his accounts on Alec's computer. So I think I mentioned that part, but that's the reason why the avatar is different. But anyway, I sent out my Gengar. Don't really have much to say. This one, I think we have an even speed. So he used Thunder Wave again to paralyze my Gengar, and he missed. So I knocked it out with Sludge Wave. I did not know why. I think Sludge Wave would have been a more reliable move than Shadow Ball would. So I think if it did manage to leave me with Curse Body, I think it would be a lot worse for me. So here's the Mantine, and I know it's specially defensive, which means it should not be a good idea for me to stay in with Gengar. And considering the fact that this thing is, you know, it's just going to be hitting me with Scald everywhere. If not, then Toxic, but, you know, me being a Gengar, it's not going to really work. He predicted a switch-in. I guess he also predicted Magnezone, so he sent out his own Magnezone. I was able to Volt Switch out of there because we're both, especially, I know we both have Power Fire, so this match is not going to be good for either of us. So I sent in Gliscor. I predict this. He's obviously going to switch out, though. The options would probably either be Clefable or Mantine, seeing as how I don't have like Rock Slide or Stone Edge to hurt the Mantine. So I really have like no reason. I have no way to hurt Mantine really, and Clefable can easily take my Earthquakes. I think one of the good things about doing post commentaries, I really don't remember most of the matches sometimes. Like, they never come across, I never really memorize them, so I like, this is just like if I'm watching it blind for the first time. So I sent in Sceptile. Don't really remember the reason why I sent out Sceptile in particular, but I think he would have been the better option to go for. Either way, he switched to Mantine. And once again, Sceptile being more specially attacked, I could not do anything against Mantine, so I made the switch to Magnezone, and I managed to predict the Toxic as well, or prevent the Toxic from poisoning any of my Pokemon. Now this is where the mind games really come across, because he can do one of two things. Three things. He can switch to Mantine. He can keep Mantine in the battle, or switch to Excadrill or Clefable. I'm a choice to Magnezone, which means I can only use one move. And he could easily play mind games with me. I knew it was, if I wanted, he could switch to Excadrill, but it'll be a switch in. So I kind of predicted that he was going to stay with Mantine, so I ended up using Thunderbolt, and much to my surprise, it worked. I was so sure that he was going to switch into Excadrill and, like, fuck me. But yeah, speaking of Excadrill, here he is. I would probably want to switch into Gengar, or not Gengar, Greninja. But Excadrill is choiced, which means it's obviously fast, which means it's faster. Choice Scarf to be exact. And Greninja isn't really physically defensive. Yeah, Gliscor would probably be the smarter option. So I can't really switch into Greninja. Actually, it is because it's choice. It only does Earthquake, and Gliscor resists that. So you can expect that Juanito's gonna switch Excadrill out for Hawlucha most likely. Well, he sends out Clefable, but I managed to send into Gengar, which is a lot. I guess I did predict that too. So, yeah, I think the point of these matches is that we kind of sort of predict our switch-ins now. So it's just a lot more of mind games at this point. And he sends out Clefable, and ironically I send out his Shadow, or Clefable's Shadow. Switches back to Excadrill. Actually, a smart move. I probably should have predicted that as well and sent something, but like again, I can't really do much against Excadrill. Greninja may not even be faster because it's choiced. So, sends in my Gliscor again. He has Iron Head. Now, I believe, yeah, this one's, again, more mind games at this point. I'm like really thinking about which one I should keep, or if I should even stick with the Gliscor. So I go with the Stealth Rocks, and here comes Hawlucha. Now Hawlucha is a huge hit or miss. Hawlucha can easily sweep my entire team because it has the Unburden ability, and it has the Citrus Berry, which means once it takes enough damage, it eats the Citrus Berry, and then it's just faster than all my Pokemon. That combined with the Swords Dance, it's easily just going to be problematic for everybody. Greninja is easily my best bet against this one. It's a Battle Ball Greninja, which means I had to go for a play. I think an Ice Beam would have been enough to kill it, but I really wanted that Hawlucha out of the way, so I used Hydro Vortex, my Z move for Greninja. And here comes the Battle Bond, and here he comes back with Excadrill. See, now I had to depend on Hydro Pump, which, you know, wow, I cannot believe I lived through that. So I did manage to survive the Earthquake, thankfully, and then I managed to counter back with Hydro Pump, and thank God I did not miss, because if I had to depend on it, only for it to miss, I was going to be really upset, because that Excadrill was not going to die. And so he sends out Clefable, I managed to reach out to a Gunk Shot, and it's poisoned. I could have sworn it had Magic Guard, which kind of does surprise me looking back on this that he doesn't have Magic Guard. But I'm not complaining. Send back Magnezone out, because Magnezone is easily going to finish this team off. Seeing as how I have Hidden Power Fire for Magnezone and Flash Cannon for Fable. So he sends out Magnezone, and I managed to predict that with the Hidden Power Fire, and I knocked out. Oh, no, it did not knock out, but I'm faster with Choice Scarf, so I'll easily knock it out in this turn, and there we go. Now it's just his Clefable, and I still have like 4 other Pokemon to work with. So because I'm Choice, I may want to switch to Gengar and just finish it off with Sludge Wave. Which, I don't know why I'm, like, thinking this through. There's, like, really just one answer. I mean, I could send in Gliscor, really. Gliscor can handle it. Like, Clefable, I don't think has enough tools to take out my Gliscor. So, I just went with the obvious... I went with the Shadow of Clefable. I just wanted it to be... I wanted it to be fitting. So, that's the first win. And my next match does go against Alec. Now, the thing about Alec in this set is that he pretty much picked his Pokemon based on the Pokemon he likes. So this one in particular is a little bit in the unbalanced team, seeing as how he has 3 Steel types, 2 Dragon types, and 2 Fighting types. It's not the worst team ever, but it's one that does need a little bit of polishing afterwards. But here's my first set with Alec, and he sends out Steelix first, and I kind of predicted the Steelix to come first, so I sent a Greninja first. This is a Protein Greninja, unlike the last one being a Battle Bond Greninja. Now, I did not suspect, I really don't want to get this away, but yeah, I did Hydro Pump. Now, I honestly suspected that the Steelix was going to be sturdy, but I guess he forgot to set it up as sturdy, so it was a Rockhead Steelix. So I managed to knock out Steelix, and I know that Steelix was his Mega. I did help him make the team a little bit, and that Steelix was his main Mega, so that's the Mega out of the way as well. So he sent out Empoleon, and I really did not have any other Pokemon to switch in, so I decided to go for my Porygon Z immediately, and this is Alec's first impressions on my Porygon Z. Z conversion and powering up all of my stats and turning myself into an electric type. Infernape would have been a smart switch in had he known that I was not going to... Infernape would have been the best if I stayed normal, but because I just changed my type to an electric type, it's now just whatever. But it does have a Focus Sash, so that's actually a pretty smart move. He uses Flare Blitz, which I think I would have used either Mach Punch or Close Combat, whatever move he has. And if it's an Iron Fist Infernape, I can only imagine it has Mach Punch. So he sends out Latios, but he uses Flare Blitz and accidentally knocks out the Infernape. He sends out Latios, but little did he know that I had Ice Beam. And then he uses Calm Mind, which is just sad in my opinion, because it's like, shit. Had he known that this Ice Beam was going to do a shitload of damage, he would have probably used another move. So he sends back Empoleon out. And I just went on with the Thunderbolts, and he actually does a pretty clever move here. He uses Aqua Jet here, which does take a little bit of damage, but not enough for me to knock it out. So I knocked out his Empoleon. And I know he's obviously not gonna switch into Garchomp. So here's his Lucario, and he does have Vacuum Wave, so I was able to lose Porygon Z. So yeah. This is one of those instances in which I feel like this team is a little bit unbalanced, because Thunderbolt was able to hit super effective on Empoleon, but Ice Beam was able to hit super effective on 2 Pokemon. But then I almost said 2 Pokemon for Thunderbolts, but it's really only to Empoleon. Infernape was just not really defensive, and it did have Hidden Power. Hidden Power Focus Sash to, avoid getting OHKO'd. So I sent in Landorus. Landorus can easily finish off this team. I have Hidden Power Ice and Earthquake for Lucario. It sends out Garchomp, but yeah. Like, this is one of those instances where I just think that this Pokemon is like weak to a type in particular. Like, you can pretty much, as long as you have an Ice move and even a Fighting type, you pretty much can win. You can pretty much beat this team easily. So it sends out Latios, and he's faster and all, but I have the high ground, and I managed to kill the Latios with Hidden Power Ice. I could have lost the Landorus here, but I think I decided to switch into Charizard or Dragonite. Well, I think I just switched to Charizard because it's part fire. But yeah, this is not like a bad play on Alec's end. I mean, this is his first time playing in the Gen 7 meta, so it's fine for what it was, and he is still working on his team. We'll get to a certain match that we eventually did that Alec did significantly better. So yeah, I sent in Charizard, and it's a Mega X Charizard, so I'm just gonna Mega Evolve and then just do Earthquake and finish off Lucario here. Or not out there, Hidden Power. I don't remember what type is that Hidden Power. Maybe like... Yeah, I really don't know. It could be like... No, it can't be Rock. I don't know. I'll ask later what type Hidden Power that was, because I really have no idea. It could be an Electric Hidden Power for all I know.